Today's operator signal is this. AI work is getting its own context layer. For the first wave of enterprise AI, most teams asked one question: which model should we use? But the last 48 hours point to a more useful question. How does the model understand our work, use our tools, stay inside our controls, and produce something the business can actually review? OpenAI's June 2nd Codex announcement is a strong signal. Codex now has more than 5 million weekly users. More importantly, OpenAI says non-developers now make up about 20% of Codex users and are growing more than 3 times as fast as developers. That changes the frame. Codex is no longer just a coding assistant. It is becoming a work-building system for analysts, marketers, operators, designers, researchers, investors, bankers, and product teams. The new Codex capabilities are designed around that shift. Role-specific plugins bring Codex into data analytics, creative production, sales, product design, public equity investing, and investment banking. Sites let business and enterprise teams create interactive, hosted workspaces, dashboards, planners, project boards, review hubs, and lightweight tools that can be shared by URL. Annotations let people refine a specific claim, chart, slide, document, or website element without starting over. That is the first pattern. AI is moving from answer generation to work artifact generation. The output is not just text. It is a dashboard, a deal review, a customer meeting plan, a product prototype, a campaign board, or an internal tool. The second pattern is distribution through existing enterprise control planes. On June 1st, OpenAI announced that frontier models and Codex are generally available on AWS. AWS says GPT 5.5, GPT 5.4, and Codex now run through Amazon Bedrock with IAM, VPC isolation, encryption, CloudTrail logging, guardrails, and usage that can count toward existing AWS commitments. For operators, the point is not just model access, it is procurement, security review, compliance, billing, and deployment through systems the company already trusts. Microsoft's build announcement adds the third pattern, work context. Microsoft IQ is now generally available across GitHub Copilot, Microsoft Foundry, and Copilot Studio. Work IQ is the workplace intelligence layer for agents, connecting people, emails, documents, meetings, organizational systems, and external sources. Microsoft says the Work IQ AP is become generally available on June 16th, giving agents programmatic access to the context they need to operate inside an organization. That matters because agents fail when they have only a prompt and a tool list. They need the business graph. Who owns the decision? Which meeting changed the plan? Which document is current? What customer context matters? And which system of record is trusted? Then comes the control layer. Microsoft also announced Microsoft Execution Containers, or MXC, as an early preview. MXC is a policy-driven execution layer for agents. Developers can declare what an agent can access, such as files and networks, and Windows enforces those boundaries at runtime. Windows can also assign agents a local or Entra-backed identity so activity can be separated from human activity and audited. Put the pieces together and the platform shift becomes clearer. The winning enterprise AI stack is not one assistant. It is context, tools, artifacts, deployment, identity, containment, evaluation, and governance working together. Here is the operator playbook. First, stop inventorying prompts and start inventorying work. What are the recurring decisions, artifacts, reviews, handoffs, and approvals that slow the business down? Second, map the context each workflow needs. Documents, meetings, customer records, data sets, Slack messages, email threads, policies, pricing rules, and historical decisions all have different trust levels. Third, define the artifact. A useful agent should create something inspectable: a dashboard, a brief, a ticket, a forecast, a project plan, a prototype, a control report, or a recommendation with sources. Fourth, Put permissions where the work happens. Identity, least privilege access, logging, policy gates, and human approval should be part of the workflow, not an afterthought. Fifth, measure business motion, track cycle time, review burden, rework, decision quality, customer response time, and how often the agent escalates correctly. The takeaway: enterprise AI is moving from model access to work systems. Codex, AWS, Microsoft IQ, and Windows Agent Containment are all pointing in the same direction. The companies that win will not simply give every employee a chatbot. They will turn their institutional context into governed, inspectable, reusable AI workflows.